The third Saturday in October, a game that is an amazing game. It's one of the great rivalries in the SEC between Alabama and Tennessee, and we're going to talk about it right now at 6:30 on ABC. But before we do that, please subscribe down below. It's free. It helps us out a ton. We put in a lot of work in these videos, so that would help us out tremendously. Tennessee comes into this game ranked 11th in the country at 5-1 with the lone loss to Georgia in overtime. Alabama comes in ranked number 6 in the country at home, 5-1 as well. Lone loss, as we know, in week 1 to Florida State. Alabama sits as a 9.5-point favorite at home with a 73% chance to win, according to the FPI. Quinn, let's talk about the third Saturday, brother.
Yeah, man. I mean, exciting game, long term or big time establishment rivalry of the SEC, finally regaining some of that juice now that Tennessee isn't on a losing streak that had the age of a driver's permit. Um, I'm looking forward to the game. I think Tennessee's going to be able to do some things to stress this Alabama defense in ways that other teams in the SEC just can't. The way they prioritize running the ball and the zone runs scheme with spread out players, going to force Alabama to play light boxes, and it's going to force that secondary to make run fits, which let's just call it what it is. They're not great at that. Now, they impressed me with what they did against Ahmad Hardy. I'm going to give them their flowers. I got on here. Me and Alabama have had a bumpy relationship this season. At Georgia, they won. I picked them to destroy Vandy. They did. I picked them to lose at Missouri, and they came out there and won that game. And we'll see. The why? What people want to? I hear the number one question: why is this spread so big? Right? Because what we've seen is highly competitive SEC games. I'll tell you why the spread's big. The spread's big because Tennessee's defense is as effective at stopping the pass as like toilet paper is at stopping. All right, like coming straight out of a water hose. They are going to get thrown. I have serious question for Joey Aguilar with this matchup. I've only seen him play away from Neyland twice. Once was in Atlanta in a certified home game when they played against Syracuse, a team that's frankly not all that good. And they threw on Syracuse, but Syracuse threw the ball on them. It made me think Syracuse was a lot better than they actually were, especially after they went and beat Clemson. And then the second time was when they went on the road to Starkville. Their offense struggled. Mississippi State's offense struggled. Mississippi State does not have the offense Alabama has. You cannot afford to have the offensive struggles that Tennessee had away from home against Mississippi State against a passing attack as prolific as Ty Simpson and Alabama and stay in this game. Bryant Denny wants blood. They lost this rivalry game last year. They don't like Tennessee. They want to beat Tennessee every year. So especially in a year after they've lost, it's going to be loud. It's going to be a nighttime. What I'm trying to say is Aguilar in his entire college career has never played in an atmosphere like what he's going to play in on Saturday night. That's just the bricks. 6:30 kick, Bryant Denny under the lights in a major rivalry game where that fan base wants your head on a pike. You will never experience that as a starting quarterback. We're going to learn a lot about him on Saturday in Tuscaloosa. Give me Alabama to win the game. I just don't like Tennessee secondary at all. And what I have seen from Ty Simpson is amazing. I had some questions with Alabama being able to pass protect long enough for him. And Missouri showed there's some weakness to be had, especially coming up against the right tackle, Thornby. But even with that, Ty Simpson was just making them wrong. And I like Missouri's defense a lot more than I like Tennessee's. That man has made every defense wrong. It doesn't matter. If you're in zone, he's going to pick your zone apart. If you bring pressure, he's going to identify the open man immediately and get the ball to him. And if all else fails, he can scramble. He is eating people alive. I think if he keeps this play up for just a couple more weeks, he is a certified top quarterback pick in the draft. Like, I would not be shocked when November rolls around and Mel Kiper puts his big board out that he is the name at the top of the quarterback list because he is making some NFL level throws and NFL level decision making. I just don't see Tennessee winning this game.
Yeah, and I think that show that and that's amplified the Ty Simpson situation by the faith that Kalen DeBoer and Ryan Grubb have in him as well. They went forward on 3 fourth downs against Missouri, got all three of them, and all three of them were pass plays. That shows me that you trust your quarterback, you trust your guys to go out there and make a play. Um,
Real quick, that corner route, by the way, to
that's the greatest throw I've seen this
that was
year.
insane. The only other throw that looked as impressive as that in the game, and no one's going to talk about it, was the Isaiah Horton throw for the
Yep.
second down. That went on the rope right to the back of the end zone.
Yeah, yeah, he's playing some elite football and we know this. I mean, he's up there in the Heisman odds, and the numbers back it up. His completion percentage back it up. Everything is in line there. I want to bring up something you had mentioned Tennessee's defense, and it's bad. I'm just gonna call it what it is. It's bad, and when you go back and look at their games that they've played, right? I'm gonna go back to the Georgia game. You give up 44 to Georgia. Now, when you say that traditionally, it's like, okay, it's Georgia, right? Like, okay, you give up 44 to Georgia, fine, but you were able to score to send it to overtime and all that. Yeah, but Georgia's offense really isn't that good. Like when you look at some of the scores of Georgia's games, their offense is getting stopped and stuffed a lot this year. So we go back to that one, give up 44. Quinn, they gave up 24 points to UAB, who just fired their head coach. Like, you can't do that against a team like UAB. And then you mentioned Mississippi State. You got 34.
Mississippi State.
Yes. Like it was so like that Mississippi State and Tennessee game was so wild that it had people betting on Mississippi State to beat A&M the next week. Like they thought that Mississippi State was a real football team. And they're a decent team. They're way better than they were last year, so no disrespect thrown there. But if you're the 11th ranked team in the country, you shouldn't be going to overtime with a team like Mississippi State. And then against Arkansas, who guess what, already fired their head coach. They have an interim. You give up 31 points too. So their defense has given up a lot of points. And that is not a good matchup when you talk Alabama in their type of offense. Now, they're not going to go out and score 52 like they would with Tua and Bryce Young and all them, but they're going to hold the ball for 38 minutes in the game. They're going to have 11 play drives, and they're going to take 9-10 minutes a pop on a drive and just suck the wheel out of your football team. And that's what's going to happen here. I think Alabama's going to win. The 9.5, I don't think they cover the 9.5. I mean, every SEC game that Alabama's played has been a very tight ball game. So there's nothing in it. I mean, yes, Vandy won by 16, but that late garbage touchdown, that was a tight game all the way up into the fourth quarter. And then obviously we know the Georgia and Missouri game for Alabama. So I have no confidence that Alabama is going to cover the 9.5. But I do think that they win the football game. And listen, you're talking in a territory for Kalen DeBoer if he wins this game. I mean, that's 4 ranked wins in a row in back-to-back weeks. And Saban has only beaten 3 ranked in a row once. And if you could make it 4, unbelievable job by Kalen DeBoer this year so far. We knew that the schedule was tough preseason, but when these teams started getting better and better, like a Vandy, like a Missouri was better than probably preseason aspirations would tell you, that schedule's tough, man. Auburn looks really good. Like, yes, they've lost 3 games, but they've all been highly competitive. Their defense is really good. LSU, like, all these games, this is a tight schedule, man. And if DeBoer can escape against Tennessee, then you have the trip to South Carolina. So it's going to be interesting to see how this season continues to play out for Alabama and DeBoer. But I think they definitely get the win here at home.